write about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watch Without Sound on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ BlueZ is in the building. EZ BlueZ, you're better with introductions more than me. Who do we have with us today on Behind the Brand?
Ladies and gentlemen, they say life is not a destination, it is a journey. What gets you from point A to point B, that dash in between the two dates that are on your tombstone, that is what truly life is. That is the meaning, that is the understanding. As you can go through life, you can think possibly you're on a higher plane than you are, and the rug gets swept up. Sometimes you have to be the rug, and sometimes you have to be the elevator. We are here today with a fantastic artist that can be both, that can bring you the truth and the reality, can sit in an incredible existence and also get down and dirty with you. The reason why I mentioned a journey is sometimes on a journey, you're on a voyage. And today, we have the incredible hon Voyage with us today. Put your hands together, not if you're driving. As you're driving, keep your hands at 10 and 2. But bless you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, EZ, for an amazing entrance. That's probably the best introduction I've ever gotten in my life thus far. Anybody who's going to be watching when it's aired going forward, match that energy or do better. Man, straight up. I'm glad to be here, though. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you, man. Now, let the audience know a little bit about you, a little bit about your story. When did you truly connect with music, or was something that was bought and raised for you as a child?
At this point in my life, I'm 27 years of age. I'll be 28 in August. And I've realized through epiphanies and many revelations that I was designed by our ultimate creator to make music and entertainment, to be an artist and entertainer. Just through my attributes, it began to make more sense. The way I think, the way I express myself, and the way I respond to the world around me. I began recording officially sometime in 2013 because I was just tired of listening to the BET ciphers and, thinking, whoa, I can do that. Or just indulging in all this crazy cool music, especially hip hop rap music. I remember at the time Gucci Mane was dropping all types of mixtapes on Spinrilla, Dat Piff, and I would just idolize the life of an artist back then. And I was like, yo, I need to start doing songs. So the first time I ever performed was actually at the YMCA in my hometown, Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was an open mic event. So I pretty much downloaded an instrumental off of Apple Music. Actually, not even Apple Music at the time, iTunes. I downloaded an instrumental off of iTunes. I bought it for $1.29 or 99 cents. And I sat there and listened to it over and over again. And I wrote a song on paper to it and on my phone. And I remember I went and did it. And I just I read it off my phone. It was kind of shoddy. It was my first time ever doing something like that. And I asked my friends if they could stand up there with me, and they were like, yeah. It was funny, too, because, I walked up there. I don't know if anybody's, ever had a moment relative to this. You probably have. Everybody's like, yeah, I got you. Okay, bet. You get up out of your seat, you walk up there, you turn around, your friends are still sitting down. You know what I mean? It's But humbling, though, because it's moments like those that let you know and it reminds you there's going to be many, many times on your journey. It's going to be up to you.
Well, no, and also I think you really touched upon something that not a lot of people talk about in the artist journey, right? That beginning aspect, how lonely it can be. How when you set your standards to an industry standard, you're always going to fail because you do not have the bankroll that the industry has behind some of these artists. And even some of these artists that are taking those chances, like Gucci Mane with all the different mixtapes, instead of releasing the major label record so that, they're dealing with all of the type of promotion, they're dealing with all of that kind of stuff. not having that ability and then standing up there and being kind of like, oh, I'm gonna pick on the biggest dude in the yard and my boys got my back. And you go and you say those first couple really disrespectful words and you see the fist coming and you look back for the help and there ain't nobody there. So it's very, very important to stand on who you are. As we're coming and finding out your voice in this journey, do you ever have those stutter steps? Do you ever have that moment like, oh, I need to sound like this? Or did you understand your style right from jump?
I wouldn't say no. Honestly speaking, no. I didn't understand my style right from jump. That's something you got to fill out, and that's something I'm still learning as an artist too. Even though my accomplishments, accolades aside, you know, I mean, I don't have 100 songs out, and I was watching a YouTube video saying that artists need to have at least 100 songs before they really start finding their signature sound, who they are musically. And I just don't. I do have a distinct sound, but I have a long ways to go before I totally master my craft and be the best at what I do. As far as like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of being set at for the industry thing, I mean, to touch on that lightly, when I was referring to the Gucci Mane's mixtapes, that was all back in like 2013, maybe 12. So the industry was a little bit different back then. And the way artists were circulating, especially rap artists, were circulating their projects on Dat Piff and Spinrilla and platforms like that, you know, mymixtapes.com. It was giving the music for free, and it was allowing these people to generate fan bases off the strength of them having dope music, you know what I'm saying, on a dope platform. Now all those projects that were solely mixtapes on these are actually available on all streaming services now. You know, our Future have done that with like, you know, Monster and stuff like that. But it is competition. You know, my competition literally is, you know, Drake, the A Boogie, Taylor Swift, and all them. Not really I'm competing. Oh, I'm after Taylor Swift, but you know, those are the sounds I'm competing with. You know what I mean? The frequencies.
Right.
They do have their labels backing them financially. However, I know that I possess something that they do not have.
What's that?
Awesome. That's awesome. Go ahead. What is that?
What is it?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You can't dangle the fruit and not be like, eat, good sirs. Like, feel free.
I challenge you, gentlemen, to join me in my journey and be patient and watch it unfold and come into fruition. What I possess doesn't translate into English. It translates through action.
Through action. Okay.
All right. See.
Voyage. It's a hon Voyage, baby. Ooh. You know, I had to get my hair done. I'm balayage voyage. Sometimes when I go to the spot, it's massage voyage. You dig what I'm saying? Ooh. I was with Destiny Child smoking Black and Miles, camouflage voyage. Dig what I'm saying? I did my 7th vlog voyage at Hawk Ridge Winery. Hon Voyage. Wait a minute. One more. I went to Chinatown this one time. I got hot pot. Had this bad little Asian baddie on my body. You know, I said, wait a minute. I must be Szechuan Voyage. You dig what I'm talking about?
So this is something that is truly key for a lot of artists that are out there and coming through. Yes, 100% your music has to be on point, but you also, your personality carries you a very, very long way, because the product is not just what you're putting out there for the listening aspect. This incredible belief is the main thing that we all have to hold on to, because at the end of the day, this is a completely rough and sometimes disturbing industry. And if you don't believe in yourself or love yourself, no one else will. And if you cannot convey, no matter what, no matter how odd or no matter how different it is, if you cannot convey that self-love, then you're standing on your own shoulders, and that can hurt. You know,
1 million.
as you grow, but as you're continuing to grow and evolve and move forward, all right, you know, you've talked about some, you know, the first stage you've played. What's the favorite stage that you've ever played?
The favorite Stage, my favorite stage like I've ever performed on. I'd have to say, okay. Can I give you like my top three?
Oh, please do.
Go right ahead.
My top three are, I'll start off in 2019 when I opened, as Clive and myself, my good friend, very good friend of mine, and he's also a recording artist, based in New England, but he's between Florida, Georgia, and all the time. We opened for DaBaby at Van Gogh in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Okay.
That was in 2019. Some months following that, or maybe like 1 month following that, we opened for Pop Smoke at the Lotus Lounge in West Haven, Connecticut.
Okay.
Probably the most memorable, the most impactful though, performance I've done. The best time I touched stage was when as Clive and I, when I brought his butt up there and Judge Jerry Springer's new judging show in circulation on television, so I could do the boots off him. I only got the shoelaces, but that's okay, folks. I'll tell you like this. It was an amazing experience. And besides me suing him for what he owed me, we got to perform. We got to perform during the court case. This episode is available on YouTube. It was aired on September 22nd, like 2020. 2021, something like that. But no, it was in 2021. It was in 2021. But that right there, these things, man, memories, bro.
Great memories.
No, yeah, that's an amazing memory, and also I look at it like this. As long as you have the rights to those clips, I would be editing those up and posting them throughout of all social medias just for that reminder. You have that endorsement, and in this industry, that endorsement. Even it, whether it be from, Dame Dash or it be from Jerry Springer, and endorsement is endorsement, and the further you can get your name attached to other people's names in Google searches, then you have hit a different level. Also, that stinks that you had to sue your partner. Did you guys have to perform together as well? Like, was there a little extra tension? Was this like a Roger Daltrey, Pete Townsend type of thing you got going on? Like, what happened? Let's talk about it.
So there was a little bit of friction. There was a little bit of tension when we were performing in the courtroom. At the end of the day, when you don't like someone at the moment, doesn't mean you stop loving them. So there was a little bit of tension. There was a couple times, man, I was just like, this performance is a little right now because you messing up feng shui. But God is the greatest, and it was the love that was able to help us get through that. Absolutely. I'll tell you what though, I did get stopped in South Norwalk a couple of times. I remember that was the first time I met 509 Bosco in person. He was just like, "Yo, hon Voyage?" I was just like, "Yeah," you know what I mean? And he was just like, "Yo, you and that Clive really beefing? Y'all?" And I was just like, "We good now?" He was just like, "Oh, okay." It's okay, because us Zoes be connected, bro. And I was just like, "Oh man," you know what I'm saying? The Haitians, man, don't mess with the Haitians.
No. No, it's very true. Also, some of the best cooking in the entire world. Oh, yeah. Don't stand against them, and if you can sit at the dinner table with them, it'll be delicious.
Beautifully said.
Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. But it's really interesting because your personality shines through incredibly well. And it is a very it is a good flame to move forward upon. Do you ever wrestle with the conflict of art versus artist? As per, do you feel people are more recognizing you for your personality or for the content musically that you put out there?
I'd say my personality definitely leads sometimes, you know what I'm saying, maybe opens the door. But at the same time, okay. Because like the way I see it, the people I personally interact with, my personality must be easing them into the musical situation. With that being said, I do check my statistics and I do have listeners from all over the world. So the people that haven't personally met me or seen too much of my Instagram or YouTube, they must really just dig the music.
Right.
So it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. But I was told by plenty of my friends who are also artists, and even people who aren't artists, that I should utilize my personality properly and utilize well. And pretty much my boy, but shout out to Mark Vinyls out there at New Canaan, also a pro recording artist. Two prominent people in my life, Mark Vinyls Rapuano and Stefan S. Clyde Walker. I met them both at Western Connecticut State University, between the years 2016, 2018, formed beautiful relationships with them, beautiful friendships. And we've moved mountains together. But yeah, Mark always telling me, it's like, yo, you're gonna sell personality, man. He was just like, you might even want to like take a break from music, blog more and all that. And I'm saying that's like, somebody means well when they say that, you know what I mean? But all you can do is grab little bits and pieces of what people tell you, and combine it with what you know, and with the ultimate guidance. Because like at the end of the day, my mind just thinks of songs. You know what I mean? Just freestyles. It thinks of songs based on how I feel, based on things I'm looking at. It just gonna happen. It's not like I'm like, oh, I want to be just like Lil Wayne or Future. I want to be just like, no, it's like I think like this. You know what I mean? So like, it's deeper than me just wanting to be a writer. I am a songwriter. I think of songs in the hip hop rap genre. That's just sorry, my phone hit a little battery thing. That's just not even just hip hop genre or song of it. That's just like the easiest genre for me to tap into at the moment.
Well, no, it's very interesting because this, dealing with the entertainment industry, there's many different facets, and when you're someone who can presents different pieces of art, whether it be through a personality aspect, through the musical aspect. I don't know, maybe you paint as well, so you've got that as well. And you can start to see an artistic struggle within self. What's going to work the most. I know a lot of different musicians, that, they pay their bills rocking it out in cover bands, but they also have some of the most incredible and experimental music that they release. That's their passion project. And you have to figure out how to compartmentalize yourself. And no matter what, the advice that is given in a constructive way, and I do feel that was constructive advice, no matter what, that constructive advice is there, and it comes out of a place of love, because this person obviously cares about you. There's a bond there, and wants to see the best for you. And sometimes that can be kind of like, well, that's not kind of where my head's at right now. And you have to be able to have that conversation. And there's also those moments where you can have that conversation, be like, yeah, that's not where my head's at. And it's happened to me 1.5 million times. And then like, yeah, but your head should be there, because you're going to be really miserable going down this next path. How do you brace for that? When do you, is there a point in a moment where, you just you do wake up and, it's a different type of day? And when do you know when to pull that cord?
I'm glad you said that part though, because like you said, it's coming out of a place. But what about some of these people that are just, they're so adamant about persuading you that they're just, and then and it's just like, okay, if you don't listen to me, you'll be sorry. And it's just like, because like, of course, it's allegedly not coming from a place of malice, but like that statements like those, especially if this is someone that the individual trusts and confides in, statements like those will mix you up a little bit, because you value that opinion. You know what I'm saying? You take them as a credible source, and then they say something like you said that it contradicts where your head is at the moment, and it's like I meditate on that. And then listen to cues and symbols from the universe, you know what I'm saying, that also give me more clarity besides just saying words that's spoken. I look around and see what actually needs to be done.
Well, no, and that's the key thing, and I'm glad that you actually compounded on that as well. You know, like I also will take a look at it coming from more the business aspect of how does that move benefit this other person in that field, and you know, do I think they're doing this because they want to drop a big investment, and you know, we can both, you know, hit the big ship and go about the day, or is it because they're trying to elevate themselves up to that little bit of higher grind, and they're concerned about conflicting, you know, things. You know, I'm somebody who talks to other artists and finds out when they're going to do release days, and I make sure I'm not going to release something for a good 3 to 4 weeks after that. I give everyone, you know, that first cycle. You know, we shouldn't be competing for those streams in that first cycle. You're dropping the record first. I'll wait a month later. You know, type of stuff. So it's really, really important to have these conversations, but also understand how much skin is in the game of that person you're having a conversation with. And like you said before, how much you completely respect their opinion, and they're in your circle. They're like your dude. You have that right-hand guy. You know, we talk about yes men being important, but no men are even more important. Because there are times, like, you know, Prestige has done it to me on several points in time. Like, bro, you're swinging a little bit too far out here. We just need to reel it back just a little bit, and we'll see where it is. And sometimes those conversations can hurt, but it made it better moving forward. You know, you got to tear that muscle in the gym to make that muscle swole in real life and to make it a thing. So how do you deal in those moments where, oh no, now I've got to take this piece of advice and readjust my entire game? How do you deal with that? Stands obviously the meditation, and in that meditation, you know, really working with discernment and discerning those aspects. So how else would you deal with that?
I would deal with you know, thoughts and emotions like that. You know, within the meditation, what I'm really like trying to do is quiet the mind from distraction. You know, loud things, certain, you know, I might not even need lyrical music. I might need instrumentals, real soft sounds right now. You know what I'm saying? In that, just so I could decipher between my mind, you know, throughout it. And just to so I don't deviate from the question a little bit too. Could you give what was the question again in a nutshell?
Well, it's just no worries. We've gone a very long way. And
we have on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven, myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island Raids, Elm City Made, EZ BlueZ is in the building on Behind the Brand on 103.5 FM New Haven. Easy, get back to you. Go right ahead, man.
Okay, and Sean, pretty much what I was stating was, you know, how do you, in that moment of discernment and meditation, take in that advice and learn how to kind of Mega Man it, right? It is that battle that's in front of you, and you need to now learn that person's power to help you grow. How do you do that and maintain that positivity? Because there's a lot of young cats out there right now that are in their feelings, and they might not go forward because their boy gave them that advice out of love that they could not truly understand. So I want you to help them there.
I encourage everybody to be brave, because the discernment and you know, between that discernment and the meditation and taking in that advice, I'll tell you like this. One thing I learned on the road that's certain: no matter who tells you something, there's some truth in it. Mama, your ex-girlfriend that cheated on you, your enemy, the principal, the police officer, the racist, the pastor, the grocer, the clerk. Everyone, every bit of them. They might say mean, nasty, or they might say wonderful things, but each and every one of them has a piece of the truth. There's things that are true in those sentences too, but each and every one of them, even the ones that don't like you. And if you can take this, analyze it properly like a scientist under a microscope, if you can, if you possess the type of, you know, hindsight, the foresight, insight, all types of sight, you can learn from it. You really can. And put feelings aside in that way and be like, oh yeah, I still do make mistakes. I always will. Even if you even if you didn't mess up,
Right.
you can just be like, I'm not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still developing my product. And last time I remembered at the moment, I have achieved some sense of financial-ish freedom, but not where I want to be. So when I say this, it means like I'm free from too much other people's planning on where I'm supposed to spend my but beside that, it's just knowing how to dissect that information, bro, and find bits that are honestly like unbiasedly indistinguishably true and get junk that you don't need to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Having that tunnel vision almost. Like like sifting for gold. Over there in Silicon Valley, you gotta get through the dirt and the other minerals so you can find the gold nuggets. That's exactly what it is.
Very, very true, because also there's that whole point that it takes a lot of pressure and heat to take a lump of coal and make it into a diamond. And as we navigate all of that, it gets really interesting. Now, are you your own producer as well when you are in the studio? Are you the final voice there? Do you have somebody that bounces things off? Because us as artists, we have an ability to really, feel that everything should be a swing for the fence type of thing. When I'm in the studio, I'm there, to accomplish what needs to be accomplished, to slay dragons and take heads. That's what you're there for, right? But sometimes a track may call for a more vulnerable side. And it's a little bit more difficult for, especially in today's landscape, for, say, artists that look like myself, or maybe even that look like you, to sit down and have that vulnerable moment in there, and it gets knocked out. So do you have a producer that just kind of looks at you and like, hey, bud, I need you to go in here and I need you to just spit complete and total fire and burn, like, if the booth is not, the hottest of hot wings from that hot haven sandwich, when you're done, then you failed, or, hey man, what you're saying in there is really, really important. It's time to kind of slow down and like spill your heart. Do you have a producer, or are you your own producer?
So I just wanted to quickly shout out Electric Sound, Laram, Electric Sound, Baluli, and S. Clive, I'm saying, aka the Jug Man. Those two people right there. Those are two good friends of mine and prominent producers in my life. I do not produce by myself. I co-produce at times when I sit in with these gentlemen that do know how to use the equipment, these programs. I'm not trained on none of that. I do have the ear for it. So if I find the time, I would like to get trained. But I do co-produce, and that's how we achieve some of these such pristine sounds. Because apart from them knowing what they're doing, I have an ear. And we put that together and we make masterpieces. I have a song out. Since it's all, I know the release dates for this and all that. I have a song out called I Miss You, which is actually extremely vulnerable. Recently separated with my most recent girlfriend. She's in the slammer and I miss her.
Okay.
This song is tender, it's loving, and it's caring. I've never cared for a woman so much other than my mother. A woman has never taken so much time and effort with me other than my mother, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? She's opened my eyes to how I should be treated by women and how I could be treated by women in the future if I don't revisit things. This one's called I Miss You, because everybody got somebody or something missing. This one's for y'all.
That's all. First of all, sorry things went the way that they went, with a significant other, and I hope that there's another side to it moving forward. But really, it's a great it's great that you can sit down and have that pen that can give you that therapy in some of those dark moments. Do you openly release some of the more darker or say questionable stuff that can go on through your head? Or do you just save that for just yourself?
Nah, I decided to release it all. I have some unreleased stuff that has like more true, honest, candid, darker stuff. And it's gonna be in the music, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing like, you know, over the top. Cause like I'm being true to myself. So it's obviously nothing that's like, okay, this is like, whoa. But it's still like, you know what I mean? The children should maybe listen to it because, you know, it's coming from the my experiences of a grown man. I'm gonna call it. But like I'm gonna have a song called Hellfire, and it's gonna elaborate on, you know, how you gotta go through the fire to get, you know what I'm saying, something nice. So, you know, easy. You know, I got some true and honest lyrics on there. I've moved away from, you know, the gimmicky stuff too much. I did that more when I was about like, you know, 18 through like 22 or 3. It was just like at that point I was just rhyming on time. That's all it was about. You know what I'm saying? Rhyming on time. Talk about, and I wasn't capping on my raps per se. I was just talking about stuff that don't matter too much. You know, women. Let's get the money. Smoke some pot. You know, the typical. And just recently received enough pain in real life to eloquently describe these experiences, you know, through rhyming and musical mediation. So like it's just it's humbling because just like you said, it's therapeutic to write about this experience because it hurts so bad. And tell you what, I asked God in the universe for more pain so I could make better music. And somebody told me I shouldn't have because it was coming anyway. But nonetheless, I'm grateful for it because it's produced such great things beyond my imagination. I don't even have to overthink it. I just got to tell the truth. I also wanted to shout out Alvarian Brewing over there in New Britain, Connecticut, baby. This one is called Platinum OG because you know me. I don't usually drink beer this time in the afternoon, but I do once in a blue moon. You know what I'm talking about, baby?
I like that. That was smooth. That was real smooth. That was smooth. Now I'm a fan of transitions. That was entirely smooth. Definitely golf clap on that one. One thing that wasn't really so smooth, Mr. Voyage, I knew I recognized you somewhere. How's your mental health after you tried the suicide wings from Dewdrop?
Oh my goodness. Yo, whoa, that was an even crazier transition, son. Hey, yo. Oh man, nobody ever hit me like that, bro. Woo, Preston.
I tried him. It was like I couldn't even get through the first bite. It was crazy. I couldn't get through the first bite. And mid-bite, I went to the restroom. That was an entirely crazy experience for me.
Nuts, bro. But I mean, I guess I hung in there a little longer than you. Well, not really. I ate. Okay, everybody. What Preston's talking about is episode 4 or 5. I forget of Vlog Voyage on my YouTube channel. I dropped in at Drop in Derby, Connecticut. Superstar. Sexy X. He took on 5 suicide wings. It was a no holds barred, man.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't no forgiveness, and my mama wasn't there to bail me out. Listen, man. I can relate to you, bro. Yo. I'm a one-wing warrior, bro. I
tried to be a one-wing warrior. I'm a half-wing warrior. I tried so much, and I think the worst part about those wings, the sauce looks like blood. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so blood crazy. And the cook went out and looked at me and 3 of my friends while we were eating, and we thought this was nonsense. It's like the internet is just like joking about this. I can take these wings. I love spicy food, but nah, they were true. They were true to what they were about. They were true. It was suicide.
Something out of a Wan movie. If you go look at my vlog, you will swear it's a scene out of Insidious. It's bad news. It's bad news for anybody that can't take the heat. You could smell them. You could smell them from 2 feet away.
Yeah. Oh, it was insane.
Actually, I remember that day too because
yeah.
I was doing that vlog. Big shout out to my brother Nick Gallo. Nick Vibes by Gallo, man. He's in my now. He's from like the Westport area. Crazy cool videographer. He's done a good amount of work for me on my YouTube channel. And I'm even mixing and mastering. He's also a recording artist.
Cool.
But beside that, Gallo actually picked me up from my condo and drove me to do drop in that day. I was supposed to go to work. I was at the time I wasn't as much of a full-time artist. I was part-time. Right. I was working at People's United Bank as a banker.
Okay.
And actually did that suicide wing challenge, bro. They were serving frozen coquitos.
So okay.
There you go.
To kill the heat, I'm knocking down frozen coquito. And I'm due at work like an hour later. But a Hail Mary, bro. A Hail Mary. I get a text from my manager.
Right.
Because the People's United Bank's located inside a Stop and Shop, right?
Yes.
Well, it's
right
now.
Yeah.
I get a text from my manager. The whole store lost power. See you tomorrow.
Oh, that was God helping you out. That was God helping you out. It was definitely God. When God gives you signs, take it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
You like that? If you don't believe in God, you won't believe my story. If you don't believe in
I like that. I like that. I like that.
If you don't believe in God, you'll think I'm up here lying.
I like that.
You know what I'm talking
about. Now you mentioned Coquitos. Is that how you got the name Coquito Cowboy?
Ow! Ooh, you better believe it, brother. Wait a minute. That's my I started making coquito a few years back.
Okay.
At this point in time, I officially claimed my seat on the throne as the best coquito maker on earth.
I don't know about that, man. There's competition, especially in Connecticut. You got a lot of competition in Connecticut. So when you say you have the best coquito in the world, please elaborate your answer in detail. I will please give me the most amount of confidence. I'm not asking for 100%. I am asking for 200%. Okay?
Right.
You got a whole state that will probably listen to this and probably will judge you from what you're about to say right now. So just do what you have to do. Tell me.
And I also will tell you, remember, you also have to know that Prestige and my family that do this. So when he tells you 200%, we're going to need that times 4.
Times 4.
Right? So that 200% times 4. That's go ahead.
Let me tell you why I possess the best recipe on planet Earth.
Absolutely.
The Coquito Cowboy make it with his own 2 hands and heart. Except one thing. I don't do the tradition, not the rum. I feel like it stick out like a sore thumb. I like the way the cinnamon and nutmeg caress that cognac. You dig what I'm saying, Playboy? Okay. Wait a minute, Jack. I sold this recipe just about everywhere next to me, and cleverly, and separately. I'm talking about all of Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I sold it to Texas.
All right.
I sold it to Georgia.
Georgia.
I slung one to Wisconsin and Wyoming.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I sent it out to, don't tell nobody, but it's on TV. London, England.
London, England. All right, so we're overseas with your recipe. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's been times I was at the gas station. I was at the 7-Eleven trying to get a beverage. And the drug dealers were seeing if I wanted weed.
Oh, man.
I said, hey, bro, you know what I do? Let's swap it out. I gave him some coquito. Like that. The best to ever do it, like an athlete. Okay. I don't like the flex. I'll tell you like this.
Right.
How good Coquito Cowboy? I'll clear 500 in a day.
500 in a day. That's impressive. By yourself, 500 a day is very impressive.
Off the Coquito.
Right. Okay.
You tell anybody, hey, you tell anybody over there standing on their feet at the McDonald's that right there, and they're gonna be upset with me.
All right, cheers to that. Cheers to that. You say you flex like an athlete. Why take the name Heartbreak Kid after such an icon?
Oh man, yo, because Shawn Michaels is one of the best wrestlers to ever live. But in Stone Cold Boston as well.
Absolutely.
Dwayne Johnson, of course, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Can you dig what the Rock is cooking and all that? But like the way Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels. Okay, let's talk about Shawn.
Gotcha.
The Heartbreak Kid. It's the style.
Mm-hmm.
I've always admired, especially a male performer that can bring just the right amount of flamboyance to the stage with them and kill these ladies. But it's about, man, Shawn Michaels, Prince.
Okay.
The list goes on. Superstar Sexy X. You know what I mean? This goes on. And it's just crazy, man. The Heartbreak Kid, and also how come besides that, I'm a hopeless romantic for the most part.
Okay.
My most successful relationship came to an abrupt halt. She is now in jail. It's just, and before that, it's always been flings, trysts, short-lived, you know what I'm saying, things. You know what I'm saying? Mostly women using me like a piece of meat. Nah, hey, we all do it, right? Okay, whatever. But you know, I'm a hopeless romantic that way. I'm a hopeless romantic.
Oh man, hopeless romantic, Renaissance man, all-American bad boy, hon Voyage, right here on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven, behind the brand, myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, giving out a whole bunch of gems throughout this broadcast. Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ BlueZ is in the building. Sean, I just want to know this one more thing, and I'm going to give it right back to Easy. Your personality has a great shelf life, infinite shelf life, as I may add, just with your whole vibe and everything. What's beyond music? Are you going to go back to the blogs doing food, or do you see yourself doing podcasts like myself and Easy? Please tell me a little bit about your future. You don't have to tell everything because, you got to keep a lot of stuff to yourself, but like, where do you see yourself 6, 7, maybe 10 years from now?
In 6, 7, 10 years, I have definite faith that I will have found or chosen the proper, woman to mate and be interdependent with, so we could establish a family and I could raise people to be better than me.
Absolutely.
That, and because 6 to 7 years is definitely a goal of mine.
That's what's
besides up. Artistically and like career-wise, musically, just to keep doing what I do. And if the people, I said like this, if the people are looking with an honest eye and listening with an honest ear, eventually my music will be celebrated the way it was intended. I'm as long as I still survive, I survived this life. I'm sure I'll do that too. My mother gave me amazing skills to my stepfather and plenty other people, but my mother was there the most. She gave me amazing skills, and I'm looking forward to. So as far as podcasting, I've always wanted to get into podcasting.
Yeah, I can see you doing it. I can really see you doing that.
Literally, you guys are good. This is like literally like my favorite podcast I've been on in a long time.
Oh, bet. Thank you. That means a lot. That really does.
Yeah, for real.
You guys actually do it right. You do your homework and all that. Like you should see it. You should. But I'm gonna call. Beside that, though, I'd like to. My dog Shay London, bro. His crib burned down just like a week ago. He's one of my engineers. He's done work with French Montana, OG Macko, Lindsay Capuano, blah blah blah. But he's been all over the country and stuff, and he's done some real incredible stuff with his own 2 hands and heart, and his mind, of course. And it's just unfortunate. He got to go fund me. He over there. He at the Hilton Hotel. I don't want to pull all his business out. Tell you which one, but I'm gonna call it. Shout out to him, man, because he helped me put out my track "Just a Nightmare." I recorded my song "I Miss You" with him. You know what I'm saying? And my song "The Sono Collection," which is also available right now.
Okay.
Inspired by South Norwalk Luxury Collection.
I really feel South Norwalk is slept on, man. There's a lot of fun places to be at South Norwalk, especially like the beach and just like the whole bars. There's a lot of great places in Connecticut, I feel, and I feel you feel the same way because like we've been around, we see different stuff that's unappreciated. Definitely unappreciated. A lot of people can save a whole lot of money if they just explore just what's around them. You don't have to go to Florida. You don't have to go all the way across country to California. Don't get me wrong, do what's on your bucket list, but see the great stuff around you. There could be some good stuff 10 minutes from you. You don't even like realize, which is crazy.
To talk about Florida, folks, unless you've never been to Florida before, and unless I guess you want to move there, coming from a New England native, I don't want to live in Florida unless it's business.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna applaud that.
It's great for tourism, but other than that, if you already been to Florida, if you're not going for Disney, check out New England. You know, if you're not going for Disney, folks, check out New England. We got Six Flags New England. Go to Vermont if you want to go Canton, Maine. There's plenty of campsites in Connecticut. Preston was just mentioning South Norwalk. Don't forget which has Harbor Point. Absolutely lovely places to dive into right here in Connecticut. And people don't talk about it because they're too busy hating.
Well, I think that also falls into a lot of you know, the initial conversation of industry versus underground. It's that same aspect. There's a whole bunch of people that live in Connecticut that have no idea there's an incredible music scene in Connecticut because they're willing to drop those $600 for the Beyonce ticket. And again, we don't call salt in anyone else's hustle. Do what you got to do, make that money. There's 1.5 million people that are supported by that $500+ ticket. So like, I respect those unions. I respect those workers. I respect even the entities that have created it. But for $5 to $10, you can go see and actually see and maybe meet and shake a hand and buy a piece of merch and connect. You know, on a level you're not going to connect with sitting up, you know, in the nosebleed section watching Beyonce on a TV that you could have done at home.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. That's
Sir, and you told the truth. One thing that many people won't admit. The majority live in illusion. The majority live in illusion, and we can't help it. They can't help it. The best you can do is remove yourself from the illusion. We were trained to think like this since we were born, you know what I'm saying? To idolize the celebrities in such ways and all that. You know what I mean? To the point where people seem to invest in a celebrity that don't know they exist more than people right there in their life busting their butt, trying to make something out of it. It's an interesting observation. And some, not all, but most, you know what I'm saying? People do this, and some will actually be able to look deep within because they're not the victims of this illusion, and they will see the greatness that is with them. And they'll feel like that. What you just said, sir, to be there. Like, what? Just $10 to get this? to me, and they live right here in my home state.
Seriously.
Wow.
Seriously.
And, because you know what happens?
Talk to me.
Because then what happens is, before I was on Judge, then I hit Judge Jerry. Now people take me a little more seriously, I guess naturally, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I began to understand, though. That is your duty as a professional, whatever you have to prove it. You have to prove it.
Absolutely.
So fair enough, but it's just too bad they don't give a little more pep in your pep rally sometimes. But I don't know how.
My friend Easy, who I'm doing the show with right now, always states every time we have conversations like this, a lot of people will pay more money on iTunes than to purchase your song, which is pretty much under $1, with the great amount of quality, the great amount of time you put in, all that hard work that you put in. Do you feel he's right? Do you feel he's right?
It's absolutely true. Because the thing is, I heard Doja Cat's song that's on the radio. It's like, I forgot how it goes. It's like, I'm not it, and like whatever. But I don't think it's a good song. And I think it's interesting how people will pay out of pocket for that song just so you know it's catchy. When instantly, what I would even thinking about, oh, that's Doja Cat. Oh, the sexy lady that makes songs. Yeah, I'll buy. Sure. Am I ever gonna meet her? Probably not, but who cares? I'm gonna buy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna give back to my community? No, absolutely. But yeah, but you know what I mean. And
right.
The thing is, I have released beautiful music even before this form I'm in right now, capable of releasing even finer quality music. And some people have realized this and they've given me a chance. Others, because I don't roll around in a very, I have a nice car right now, by the way. I've had cool cars, but I don't even have a Mercedes or the Beamer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Besides that, just because I'm not running around with the Johnny Dang chain, and I don't got the bust down, and the grill smiling, because I don't got that, they're not gonna slam my song right away.
Right.
Because I don't look like you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't help me get the grill. I take care of my fans, ask them.
Right.
I got groups of teenagers out there in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I send them Christmas letters. I give them life advice.
Oh man.
And but that's the key moment there, really, because what you are talking about is again the difference between the mainstream and the underground, because the mainstream has that money. That Doja Cat song might not be the most incredible song you've ever heard in your entire life, but it was marketed correctly. They had a lot of money behind that. They had a lot of time behind that. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time left in this show. I feel like we could have gone for hours upon hours upon hours. And I'm sure, Ashan, you will be the first person to admit this conversation has already hit 17 different dimensions, and the conversation will always continue. Yeah. So I get that. But right now, we want to give this time to you. This is that promotion time. This is that market time, right? How can people get in touch with you? How can people further invest in your brand? How can people enjoy the next evolution of the Voyage? Right now, this time is yours.
Thank you so much. And once again, big thank you to you both, Easy BlueZ and Preston Wilson, for having me on the show. To keep up with me and my Voyage, everybody, ASHON space Voyage, hon Voyage on YouTube. That's probably the best platform. Other than that, to keep up with the All American Bad Boys antics on a just about daily or bi-daily basis, ASHON_Voyage. The same thing with the underscore in the middle. My YouTube, Instagram, my TikTok is also hon Voyage, spelled just like my Instagram. 3.1 mil on Facebook Reels. I did 3.1 mil on there. Hon Voyage on stuff. I'd love to get into the podcast, and things you can definitely expect from me that I'm already been working on is more vlogs. I'll be visiting some other states and countries this year, so I would love some ideas for anybody that's going to be keeping up with the journey. Music video for I Miss You is out now. It's dedicated to my baby, man. I miss her. Anybody that you miss, tap in, and shit, we can miss people together. Excuse my language. And oh goodness, Hawk Ridge Winery. Big shout out to Hawk Ridge Winery out there in Watertown, Connecticut. I love everybody over there, man. Jeff McHugh, he make it do what it do. Maggie Lope, she's really dope, man. They took care of the boy. They have a wonderful winery. Oh man, big shout out, big shout out to Lock City Brewing over there in Stamford, Connecticut. My boy Mike hold it down like an anchor, man. Best Friends Brewing too. Best Friends Lunch Brewing, sorry. Okay, I know you said talk about me. I just had so much love for all these people that helped me be what I am.
Absolutely, man. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that one bit.
Rebecca Burton's out there in Texas. She helped me release my Pharaoh Finesse line of merchandise. I'm wearing it right now. She has wonderful things on her page, Mama Miyagi on Instagram. She does her own knitting. Big shout out to my ex and her mom. They have a crocheting business. Oh gosh, I forget the name of it. That would have been helpful.
Well, no, you want to know something? This is the best way really to end this interview, because you have fully explained to us through this entire journey that hon Voyage isn't just a person; it is the community around him. It is those type of moments that has gotten you here, and it is great that you're ending it really the way you jumped into it, man. So it has been fun. I hope you had a good time. Prestige, you got anything cool to say?
Tell me about Just a Nightmare before we leave.
Just a Nightmare is not even my favorite song by myself. It's a therapeutic song for myself and whoever can take anything from it. I was at a really bad time of my life. I didn't feel good about myself. And, just off the strength of the lyrics, I was saying, I'll tell you like this: anytime you feel like you're losing, it's an illusion. I didn't say that in the song, but I do feel that. And, sometimes when your life feels like a nightmare, you just gotta snap out of it, change your mindset. Because if you could wake up from that nightmare, you live your dream.
That's what's up. Sean, thank you so much for being part of us on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and Long Island Rays, Elm City Made, EZ Blues. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Playboys.
Sometimes we allow ourselves to get lost in time and space and lose sight of the beauty right in front of us. Don't let your mind wander into darkness or the past. Remember that it's just a nightmare. You can wake up at any given moment and live your dream. I never forgot you were here, now you're not. Look what he got, think I'm rich but I'm not. Moonshine in my cup and some shine in my rocks. I'm feeling fine, it's like 9 on the clock. I got my hair dreaded, I do not regret it. If you a Medusa, you might get beheaded. If you not a member, then you best forget it. Don't care if you dig it, but you best respect it. That message embedded, but you do not get it. Your questions deflected, the secret's protected. With the echogram, you seeing where I am. Trying to start a fam up on the sonogram. Check her Instagram, are you listening? She came in dripping in, diamonds glistening. Peanut butter, baby, where's your jar? I feel like a star when I'm smoking cigars. Where did you go? I do not know, it's so hard to let go. I still hear the echo, dreaded the flow. Now I get dough when I walk in the stove. Gotta get me some more. Where did you go? I do not know, it's so hard to let go. I still hear the echo, dreaded the flow. Now I get dough when I walk in the stove. Gotta get me some more. I can feel the hope again, closed doors opening. Can't go broke again, new clothes I'm smoking in. Please let me think, I'm looking for openings. I cannot sink, can't let the ocean in. I bet that you wanna see me in hell, cursing my name, casting a spell. They will not buy if you do not sell. All those wishes and wells are not wishing me well. Water in the gutter, water in the sink. Water like the rain, water like the sea. Years of the tears, you better not blink. Her hair's to her ears and she got a lot of shears, but still it appears that nobody cares. Party on the roof, photo shoot on the stairs. You like to live fast, you driving impaired. You can live your life or you can end it right here. Where did you go? I do not know, it's so hard to let go. I still hear the echo, dreaded the flow. Now I get dough when I walk in the stove. Gotta get me some more. Where did you go? I do not know, it's so hard to let go. I still hear the echo, dreaded the flow. Now I get dough when I walk in the stove. Gotta get me some more. I was all alone, all on my own. I guess I'm still prone to the memories on my phone. As a young boy, I was acting grown. I should've piped down, I should've watched my tone. Please step out of stressing and forget about the fretting. Learning all these lessons, really feeling like a blessing. Staying out the past, cause the present is a present. Rise in your grind, settle when the sun set. Can't be cooped up in the cubicle, life is too beautiful. Try to stay calm when life gets unusual. I just saw Luda, I just saw a musical. Saw Badu to the amphitheater, wasn't usual. You can love me, baby, but please let me from a distance. How many warnings did you get and didn't listen? You can have victory or you can be a victim. He was en route and then the universe tricked him. Where did you go? I do not know, it's so hard to let go. I still hear the echo, dreaded the flow. Now I get dough when I walk in the stove. Gotta get me some more. Where did you go? I do not know, it's so hard to let go. I still hear the echo, dreaded the flow. Now I get dough when I walk in the stove. Gotta get me some more.